The novel Hatchet by Gary Paulson is a suspenseful, action-packed, and heartwarming novel about a 13-year-old kid, Brian Robeson, from New York City, and him attempting to survive in the forest with only a hatchet while trying to balance his emotions due to his mother cheating on his dad. Jerk. Brian's personality is very resourceful because, all in all, it took him 3 days to make the shelter, stopping to shoot fish and eat as he went, bathing 4 times a day to try to get the smell from the skunk to leave. The story starts out with Brian Robeman in the plane traveling to Hampton, New York. The pilot suddenly has a heart attack and the plane crashes into a nearby lake. Kaboom. This is where the entire main story takes place. Throughout the story, Brian learns new skills and tactics to help him survive better, sort of like in a video game. I don't know what video game, but rising actions. The rising actions will be first when he creates his shelter, next when he learns how to make fire, and then when he gets attacked by a moose. Moose are scary. The book is in third person using he and his. Brian Robinson stares out the window of the small plane at the endless green northern wilderness below. One of my favorite quotes in the book is, "Going to die," Brian thought. "Going to die, going to die, going to die." His whole brain screamed it in the silent silence. This quote uses repetition to convey the overall message that he's going to die. In the end, he doesn't die. Or does he? The themes in the book are man versus nature and man versus self, because he both have to survive in nature, and he has to work with himself to overcome challenges and hardships. But those were his eggs, not the skunk's, and the half-smile had been quickly replaced with the fear that he would lose his food, and he had grabbed a handful of sand and threw it at the skunk. This quote shows he has to get used to things that will happen to him, and that not everything will work in his favor, most of it being his fault or random occurrences. So in the rubric, it says powerful language, so I found a few words that meant a lot in the story, such as spasm, daze, and remnant. Spasm is a sudden involuntary muscular contraction or convulsive movement. The word spasm is used here. He stopped as a fresh spasm of pain hit him. The word daze means to make someone unable to think or react properly. An example of this is Brian watched them for a long time, still in the half daze, still not thinking well. And remnant means a small part of remaining after the main part no longer exists. Something that stood out to me was that there were so many suspenseful and thrilling things that happened one after another, such as the part where the tornado appears. It was wind like the sound of a train, with the low belly roar of a train. It was a tornado. That was it. The roar of a train meant bad wind, and it was coming for him. In my opinion, I like to see how Brian handled each task throughout the novel. For example, when he learned how to spear a fish, or when he made his first shelter. The type of people who would like this book are people who like a fun short series about suspense and adventure. Whoop-de-doo.